Hey guys, this is Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. So, I have the Pat McGrath Eye Ecstasy kit. I haven't even opened it. So, you know, this came out today actually for Rouge early access between March 18th and March 20th. And so I was getting ready to order it on the Sephora apps using my eBay Sephora because you know I like my cash back, okay? So I was getting ready to order it and I just clicked to see where it was in stock. I was like, let me just see if it's in stock. And it was saying that like usually the Sephoras that I normally go to, it had it in stock. So I was like, well, should I order it? And I was like, or should I wait? So I was like, well, Sephora opens at 10, so I'll call and see if they have it in stock. So I called to see if they had it in stock, and she was like, oh yeah, the Pat McGrath, we have it in stock. You want me to put it on the register for you? Yes. What's your name? Ashley. I'll be there to get it. Thanks. And so I was wondering if she was going to ask me like, was I Rouge or no? Maybe you can only get it for people who are Rouge. But I am Rouge. But I was able to get my hands on it today. I didn't even have to order it. Here it is here. So I picked it up and then I had to go to work. So here I am sitting here filming this for you. I haven't even had a chance to open it. So I was pleasantly surprised when I saw this on the Trend Move 1 Instagram page. And I was just like, wait, is that a new release from Pat McGrath? Like, whew. And then the way she snuck it in there, it wasn't even like it was on like promo. It was just like the new things coming at Sephora. I'm really excited. Okay. You know I love Pat McGrath. So this is the Pat McGrath Eye Ecstasy kit, and it's the first edition, and it's actually a limited edition release. But I think this is so smart of Pat McGrath to do, because this actually opens up her product to a wide variety of people, because you know a lot of people, even when she came out with the 6-pan eyeshadow pans before and they're $55, I'm like, okay, that's a step down from the $125. So it's like a lot more people tried it, but now I think a lot more people will be willing to try these kits, because you get a mini of the mascara that's already out, and I actually have that on right now. I still have on a little bit of my work makeup, and then you get the 6-pan eyeshadow palette, and you get a loose pigment for $48. So it looks like this. This is the packaging right here. You know, Mother Pat, no stranger right here. You got definitely lots of sequins right here, vacuum sealed plastic wrapping, clear. You can see the palette right here, the mascara, and then the pigment, all the gold lovely sequins, you know, the luxurious, you know, Pat loves the sequins, okay? They're cute, but then when, like, what are you supposed to do with them when you finish? And then you just gotta hope you don't have sequins all over the floor. It's another story. So on the back, it has the name of the product. It says the contents, that you have the Eye Ecstasy palette. It's 6 pans. You have a mini fetish mascara. Now the mascara itself runs for $28, and then you have an Angel Dust Crystalline Prismatic Pigment. So the overall value of this kit is actually $78, and it's retailing for $48 right here. So then you have, it says it's straight from the lab, a risque eye ritual destined to deliver the ultimate beauty high. This potent mini eye palette, a legally luxe loose pigment, and hardcore dose of dramatic mascara, that just sounds like out the box right there, bring you ever after hours fantasy to life. See the world through the new eyes as you augment reality with ethereally erotic drama and elusive illumination. That's a lot, Pat. Okay. So, of course, you got to use without caution, because she always says that. And then it has the ingredients right down here at the bottom of the thing. So, now Pat McGrath, she is not cruelty free. I don't believe she is. I'm pretty sure she's not. And this is actually made in New York City, and it's distributed by Pat McGrath Cosmetics under Pat McGrath Labs, and you can, and it has her website on the back. It also has a lot number and a SKU number. And then I'm expecting once you turn around on the inside of this, you'll have some type of information regarding the expiration date of the eyeshadow palette. It actually has for each actual eyeshadow the ingredients and the net weight of the products, and it looks like each eyeshadow is 1 gram or 0.035 ounces, and they're all made in the USA. And then it has the ingredients of the mascara and the Angel Dust. So actually this is 1 gram. So I do have, let's see, I have a palette right here. This is one of the 6-pan palettes. This is La Vie en Rose that was released this year. So let's see, does it have the weight? This is 12 grams. It says the net weight of this is 12 grams. So it does not have the breakdown, and it says it's 0.4 ounces. But if it's 12 grams and it's 6 eyeshadows, so it looks like each eyeshadow pan would be 2 grams. Okay, simple math. Okay, I got it. I can do it. Okay, so even though this eyeshadow palette is going to come in less net weight, I'm expecting the quality to still be the same Pat McGrath quality. Normally her minis have been the same quality, which is excellent, especially for an expensive brand. I know sometimes like Natasha, Denona, the people have really been complaining about the little mini 5-pan palettes that she has. So I'm very excited. Let's go ahead and dip into this. I'm going to cut it open because as you see, I have not even done so. And I'm just going to cut like a strip because I just don't even need all those sequins on my floor. Ain't got time for that. That is not the move right now. So we're going to pull out the eyeshadow palette and we're going to get rolling. And then like it still has sequins popping out. Okay. It's just like sequin stuck. It's still going to be sequins. Yeah, following is a sequin there. Oh, yeah, lots. Look. It's like shake it out. Too bad it can't be money. So maybe that's what the sequins represent, your coin. So what's different actually about this palette right here, you actually have a sleeve and the artwork is gorgeous. You know, I expect nothing less from Mother Pat. She has actually given us new artwork, new palette themes. On the back, it does have the net weight. It does have some information. It just has the lot number, but I'm still not seeing like the expiration date of the palette. Let's pull it out. Let's see. This is actually plastic right here. If you notice that these other 6-pan palettes, they are wrapped in cardboard, but inside it tends to be the same standard material as the other Pat McGrath palettes. On the inside, this is more like it's a plastic, but seems like a little bit sturdier. It's definitely not the same as the original big mothership palettes, where that is like a super heavy palette. I'm not even sure what type of material that is, if it's like a glass / plastic or what, but this is more actually a traditional plastic palette on the front. So it's actually still really sturdy. It's very sleek. Right here you got the Pat McGrath. Right now you're just getting all of my first impressions, okay? Because like I said, I'm just now opening it with this. I couldn't even play with it, didn't even have time. I just picked it up, went to work. Okay, so in the back you have the lot number. So I'm really not seeing any expiration date of the palette. So if I find that information, I will like update it in the description bar, or I will put like a pinned comment in the comments, but I'm just really not finding that. Okay, and still true to form, you still have like the Pat McGrath logo. So this is right here, like it's very sleek, and I think, like I said, I just think this is very smart because a lot of people are going to be willing to try this. You got like NARS eyeshadow palettes are like $48. Too Faced palettes are like $42, $45. Anastasia, Beverly Hills are $45. So like, yes, you're getting more shadow, but you're trying a more luxury brand. So I think this is very smart, and people will probably really want to try this. This is a good deal. So this is what the palette looks like, and it is a smaller pan size right here. And it's very portable. You could definitely just pop it in your purse, pop it in your to-go bag, and you don't even have to worry about it. You could definitely travel with it. You have a nice quality mirror right here. And then on the back, it is sleek, my hand. And then you have the 6 shadows right here. So I believe only one shade is a re-promote, and that would be the shade Dark Matter, which is right here. It's the black shade. If I remember correctly, Dark Matter is in, yes, Dark Matter is in this particular palette. This is the Mothership Subliminal Dark Star. This came out at Christmas time. And here's Dark Matter here. I mean, just for reference. Okay, and just for reference, this is Dark Matter right here. So they look the same. Okay, so let's talk about the mascara for a moment. I'm not going to open this one because it's a mini, but I do have the full size that just came out February 14th, 15th. So this is available now on her website. And in Sephora and Sephora online. So if you guys are not familiar, I did do a video on this mascara demoing it, and I have it on now, and I'm growing on it. It's not my most favorite mascara, but it's not a bad mascara by far. It doesn't actually transfer, which I really do appreciate. This is what the wand looks like if you're not familiar with it right here. And it's not a super wet formula, but as it's getting a little bit older, it is getting a little bit more, it's not clumpy, but it is getting a little bit more I guess texture, a little bit more, it's not, I don't want to say chunky, but it's getting a little bit thicker, but it's still applying pretty nice. And it does kind of expand the lashes. You can build it up very nicely so you can get that type of coverage that you like. So I do like that it coats the lashes and that it does not transfer, because sometimes I tend to look like a raccoon underneath my eyes, which I really just don't appreciate. And like I said, the normal mascara retails for $28, so then you have this little mini guy here, which is perfect just to pop in your bag. I mean, this is not a heavy mascara either, and it just looks the same. It has the same exact packaging right here, and it says Fetish Eyes Mascara, and it's the same right here. So I don't know if she plans on changing the packaging, but right now this is it. It's pretty light, it's minimalistic, I like it. It falls in with the vibe of the brand. Okay, so let's talk about the pigment for a second. So we'll talk about the pigment and then we'll swatch everything at the end. So this is the Angel Dust Crystalline Prismatic Pigment, and actually on here it says once you open it, it is good for 24 months once you open, which is a nice amount of time. So the net weight of this is actually 1 gram, and it's made in Italy. So this is what the pigment looks like. It's small. It's actually really on par with her other pigments. I do have some of the like the glitters that came in the everything lip kits that came out again during the Christmas holiday season. So once you take it out, you do have like a little stopper right here, and so I'm going to swatch everything together. So I'm still just kind of confused, like why I don't see like an expiration date on the palette. But maybe Pat, like, look, my stuff don't expire. Maybe it shouldn't, because it costs enough. Okay, so we have 6 colors here. So the names are actually not on like a little plastic card or on the palettes, but they are on the back. So the first shade here we have is Afterglow. Oh, that is pretty. It's a nice pretty champagne color. Paradiso. Oh, which is a nice caramel brown. You know, Auntie Pat's mattes are very dark, especially these browns, and we don't typically have a lot of light mattes, especially in the brown category, to make our looks. I think one of the first ones is actually in Mothership 5, and then no, it was actually in one of the Bronze Temptation palettes, and then we have it in the style. I will actually do some comparison swatches. Then we have Liquid Sun. That is such a pretty gold color. And the formula of these shimmers are very smooth. They're not chunky, unlike a lot of Pat McGrath's shimmer shades. They can be kind of chunky or very, very glittery. These are very smooth metallic. So this is more of her metallic formula. Next shade is Dark Matter. It is black, it is smooth. And I actually like this Dark Matter shade better than the one that's in the original Motherships, that is in Mothership 1, 2, and 3. The next shade we have is Lysin. It's a beautiful rose color. And the last shade is Amnesia. So these are the swatches. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the pigment. Okay, and now for Angel Dust. That is pretty. It's very metallic, very iridescent, and has somewhat of a green gold shift to it. So it's very, very pretty. These are the swatches. Okay, so now we're going to go into some small comparison swatches just for reference. So this is original 6-pan palette by Pat McGrath, and then this is the new one that just released. So you can see there is a little difference as far as the pan size. I just wanted to like take note of that. So we're gonna go ahead and swatch the shade. This is bronze, I'm sorry, this is Throwing Shade right here. This is from the Pat McGrath Mothership Sublime. This is Bronze Ambition right here. This was a 6-pan palette that was released back in the spring, basically around the time this year. So this is Throwing Shade. And then we're going to compare it to the shade that is Paradiso. So they are similar, but the Paradiso is definitely more reddish in tone. So these are the two shades that I felt like might be comparable to each other. This is from the Eye Ecstasy kit. This is the shade Paradiso, and then this is the shade Throwing Shade, actually, and this is from Bronze Temptation. So actually this shade feels a little bit creamier than the Throwing Shade. So let me try to build that up. I'm like, that did not build up very nicely when I swatched it out. Let's go ahead. Okay, so this one is definitely warmer. If you can see it now, this is definitely warmer and more on the red tone, and this is more of on the brown side. So they are very similar in tone, but this one is a tad bit warmer. And then another shade that I thought was somewhat similar, because only one shade is actually a repeat. This is the shade that is called Afterglow. So this is Afterglow from the Eye Ecstasy kit. Stunning shade right here, very smooth, very easy to work with. And then this is the shade, this is also from Bronze Temptation. This is right here, and this right here is Guilt Trip. So these are actually pretty similar, but this is more champagne-y and this more has like a peachy gold undertone. This one's more gold, this one's still peachy, but still pretty similar right there. And then let's go ahead and swatch the two Dark Matter shades. So we have Dark Matter. This is Dark Matter is in here. This is the Dark Star palette. Matter from Dark Star. Dark Matter from the Eye Ecstasy kit. They feel the same right here. They feel exactly the same. This swatch came out a little bit darker, but it's a swatch. They look and feel the same, so kind of take it or leave it. It's, take it with a grain of salt. But like the same shade, I'm expecting the same performance. So these are the shades that I felt that kind of looked alike. I know that La Vie and Rose also has some purpley tones, but I'm not expecting them to look the same. But let's go ahead and swatch them so you can see for comparison. So it's only actually one shade that looks right here, because you have this satin or metallic purple right here. That is the shade that is called, that's not Rose Risque, that is Euphoria. So this is Euphoria right here. And then we have the last shade in the Eye Ecstasy palette, which is right here. This shade is called Amnesia. Amnesia. My hands are dirty. This is Amnesia, which is very much more purpley, dark rose gold color as it was described. Okay, and this is Euphoria from La Vie and Rose. So similar, but this is definitely more lilac. This is definitely more darker rose color. So similar in tone, but not quite the same. So these are some comparison swatches. And mostly the comparison swatches came from Bronze Temptation. And just to jog your memory, Bronze Temptation is this one right here. And then we have the Eye Ecstasy kit. So let's go ahead and get a demo going, okay? Okay, so let's go ahead with this demo. I primed my eyes using the Urban Decay Primer Potion in shade Caramel. You know, I already had some makeup on. I've been loving the Dip Brow Gel that just came out by Anastasia Beverly Hills. So I have some of that in my brows along with the ABH Brow Definer in the shade Caramel as well. Fenty Beauty Concealer on my face, highlighter, blush, all of that is from Natasha Denona Blue palette. Nothing on my lips anymore. I did wear Guinevere lipstick to work today. So let's jump in. Let's play with this palette. I'm going in with a new colored rain brush. This is their blending brush right here. I've been enjoying this brush. I picked this up. This is a part of the Safari Rain collection. So I'm going in with Paradiso That is that warm medium tone brown. And you know, okay, Mother Pat, okay, she did not come to play. You're gonna have to blend, 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 and blend. So the thing is, Pat McGrath, her mattes can come out a lot darker when you go ahead and apply them on the eyes. But and by me not setting my primer, sometimes they tend to stick. But this one actually comes out fairly smooth, because sometimes it can get stuck on a primer, especially a primer that is not set, and you will really have to work hard to blend out. But they all blend out very beautifully, but sometimes you just gotta put a little effort in it, just because it is so pigmented. But this is a nice crease color. So this is what we're looking like right now so far. Let's see. I've been enjoying this brush too, so I'm just bringing it all over. And then I want to add a tiny bit here in the inner corner with that brown. Just keeping the same brush. I'm enjoying this little blending brush. Pack some on that outer corner. Think I'm gonna do a halo eye right there. So I'm gonna kind of wing that out, extend the line. Okay, so and I'm gonna keep the same brush right here. I'm gonna go in with the shade, this is Amnesia. So this is a little bit darker. I'm gonna take this in the crease. You know, I'm expecting this to blend out so nicely. Usually shimmers, metallics, I would not put in the crease, but Pats blend out nice. Look at that. I know I kind of put it on sloppily, but we'll fix it up in a second. That went over so nice. Okay, let me change brushes. Let me get my brush that like really helps everything. My MAC old school, this is what, the 224 SE. This is the one from their first launch back in the day. I do have a new one from the new synthetic line, but it's not the same as the old synthetic. I don't get it. I'm just fusing that color Paradoxal in with the shade that is, what is the shade? Amnesia. Going back and forth, blending it out. It applies, that shade applies so nicely. Tapping some more, put some on that inner corner. Right there. I probably need to just change to a flat brush. I'm like, I shouldn't do everything with this brush, but you know, I'm doing it. And my inner corner is a little hard to reach, so I'm gonna go in with, so now I'm taking my Color the Rain eyeshadow brush, and it's just a flat synthetic brush. Really good for shades like this. Just picking up that shade. This shade doesn't have hardly any kick up in the pan. Paradoxal, the matte did, okay? It's not super bad, but it's a little powdery, but nothing less than I would expect, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead, just pack this on a little bit more on that inner corner of my eye, making sure to extend it up to my crease. So you can just really see that purple shadow coming in. That is smoke going across the bridge. That eye. And then I'm going to just re-intensify on that outer corner, kind of creating a V with that crease right there that I have. Okay, so now do I want to take concealer to make it pop a little bit more? I think we should be okay. If anything, I'll take some Fix Plus. I'm going to go in with that same brush. No, I'm not going to use the same brush. It's a little dirty. Okay, going in with my little Tarte brush that I love for shimmers. I'm going to go in with this rose gold color called Listen. I'm going to just pop that in that space that we have open. This is what it looks like when it picks up on a brush. It picks up pretty nicely. Just going to pop that in that space right there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and wet it because I really wanted to stand out against these two shades because I did not take concealer for like a true traditional halo eye, but you don't always have to. But sometimes it just gives it that look a little bit more structure. So I'm going to go ahead and wet it with my All Nighter setting spray. There we go. Yep, and it just made the shade just pop even more. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay. Going in back again with Peridot soap right here. Just gonna smooth out a little bit of flimmy. I'm just picking up just a little bit. I'm actually just picking up my kick up. Just gonna make sure that shade is just fully blended right there. I did have a tiny bit of fallout, but nothing much. Okay. So now I want to go ahead and let's pop, let's pop Afterglow in the inner corner right here to give us a little highlight. Ooh, that's pretty. Just gives a look, a little highlight. Now, we gotta take the pigment, okay? I feel like the pigment is like a special shade in a jar. You know how Unported has all those little special shades? So we gotta take the pigment, okay? And I'm still gonna use that same Tarte brush. I'm just gonna roll it around in my color switch here. The pigment is tightly packed in here. It did have that little cover over it, but it's like you don't have to worry about a whole lot coming out, which is not a bad thing. But it's not really coming out. I'm gonna spray it so we don't have a lot of fallout. And we're gonna pack that in the center. Ooh, give it a little sparkle. Yep. That just really amped up that look. Look, it's so pretty. I did have a little fallout with that, okay? I'm just gonna blend my inner corner highlight out so it's not so boom. Right there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do my other eye, and we'll come back and do the bottom line. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I did my other eye and I lined my eyes using the Pat McGrath Extreme Black eyeliner. This eyeliner is so nice. Okay, so I did my other eye. Like I said, I'm gonna take this little pencil brush and we're gonna go in with, this is what, Dark Matter right here. And we're gonna kind of like line the eyes we're gonna line the eyes at the top with it. And I'm just gonna go ahead, pick some up on that pencil brush. And then I am gonna wet it just a little bit with my Urban Decay All Nighter spray. And then we're just gonna go in at the top and stamp it on the eyelid. Just to give us some smokiness at the base. I didn't want to do liquid liner. Oh yeah, that works. Because Pat's products are like so versatile. Okay, so normally this look would probably cost for lashes, but I'm not gonna do lashes because I want to demo the Pat McGrath mascara for you one more time. So like I said, it comes with a mini, but I have the original, so I'm not gonna open my mini. I'm gonna pull out my original, which is right here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and recoat these lashes because they are coated with the mascara, but I just wanted to see how it reapplies. And we're gonna hit up the bottom. Actually, I think I'm gonna add one more shadow to the bottom now that I'm looking at it. So as you can see, it really does a nice job of recoating the lashes. They got very black because I'm sure a lot of the shadow fell onto my lashes, so whatever mascara I had on probably fell off. Now what's nice about this is because even though it makes it look a little clumpy sometimes, if I put too much on in a certain area, if I go to take some off, it's like my lash isn't breaking off with it, which can happen with a lot of mascaras. You know, you go to like kind of touch your lash and you're like, oh, there's part of my lash. So definite drama. So I'm liking this mascara more and more. But I just naturally don't have long lashes, so if you have long lashes, I think this mascara is gonna look so good on you, like super bomb. But I do like that I can definitely go back in and relayer, because look at how much drama I have. So this is the final look. Let me know how you like it. I think it came out so pretty. I'm expecting nothing less from the shadows, and the shadows did not let me down. I think you can see that when I did my demo, everything blended out very well. So as far as like the packaging and the whole overall theme of it, I think the theme was pretty. It makes sense, but to me it's just missing a little bit of luxury that I'm used to with Cat, or a little bit of the amped up experience as far as just the packaging. But what's most important is that the shadows perform how they're supposed to perform. So at the end of the day, that's what I really care about, because I don't want subpar shadows just because it's mini and it's less grams. So I'm not really a person who cares about like how many grams per whatever, how much it costs per gram. I'm really just caring about how much am I spending at the end. But just to pull it into some like context for you, this shadow is 1 gram, as I said before, and then the color pop is actually coming in at 1 gram, and Anastasia Beverly Hills actually comes in at 0.75 grams of eyeshadow, just so you can know what like in the range. So I think 1 gram of shadow, that's pretty good. It does absolutely look smaller when you compare it to a regular 6-pan palette by her, but honestly, how much eyeshadow are you really going through? You know, unless you're just a person that's like, I'm gonna get a palette and I'm gonna stick with that palette until it's done. So I think like this is a great everyday palette. You could pop it in your bag. It's small, it's compact, it's not heavy. I don't think you really have to worry about it breaking. I mean, you might get tired of the sleeve, but you know, that's part of the Pat McGrath experience. I'm glad she definitely added some artwork to it, because I would be like, you didn't add no artwork, nothing to it, you know, if that wasn't there. For me, like once you open it, it's just like, yeah, okay, it's a little black palette, but it is very sleek. I am going to give it that. It's very sleek. It just seems a little, it's just a little different as far as the experience when you're used to dealing with the regular 6-pan palettes and then the big motherships. But the quality, like I keep saying, of the eyeshadows are the same. I feel like Paradoxo, that blended out so well. You know, her mattes are going to blend out well. They're going to give you a lot of pigment at first, but they blend out so smooth. And I feel like this one was just a little extra creamier, which I was very pleased with. The shimmers, the foils, so impactful, so punchy. You can definitely blend this in the crease, where most shimmers you would be like, no, I'm not going to do that ever in life. But especially the type of eyes that I have, because I have that extra fold that can just really just bring my look down versus looking more lifted. So that blends out beautiful. Darks matter. It works great as a liner. It's a great black. I've used it all over my lids before, but the previous palette did not have an issue with it. At first I was like, oh, well, maybe she should have just like included a special shade in the palette, and I feel like that would just really give you the experience. But I'm like, no, I kind of see why she did this, and you can use this as a liner versus including maybe a liner in the eye kit along with the mascara. I just feel like this is a little mini Pat McGrath experience all in one. So you get the shadows, and then, you know, with the pigment, you can just amp it up and get like a special shade, you know, because Pat McGrath is very much known for her, like her special shades. And that's what makes like the palette so fun and like new. And you're like, oh my goodness, like when I put this over this shade, it's going to look like this. When I put it over here, it's going to look like this. And it's like the combinations are just endless. So I feel like you just get a little mothership experience in a mini kit. which is great. Now, I will say the pigment, it's not hard to work with. You might want to use some glitter glue. If you're going to use the pigment, definitely do your base last. I have like a lot of fallout on this eye. I was like, I'm just trying to sweep it this way and blend it in with my highlight so nobody noticed. But the other shades, I have barely any fallout, and these satin shades, they kind of flick away very easily if you need to just, you know, flick away the highlight, or you can just powder underneath your eyes to catch that. But these shades, so nice. I mean, the top 3 shades, even the bottom, I mean, all the shades are like something we've seen before. I think these 2 shades caught me the most out of the palette. I was like, I need them. I need those 2 shades. And then I was like, I want to try out the pigment. So that what sold it for me. And then I was like, I want to try it out for you all also. But I think that this is great. You know, it's super light, super compact, which we're not used to from Pat McGrath. So I think I'm just taking it back. I'm like, is this life? Like, her palette is light, like a Viseart little Petite Pro palette or a ColourPop palette, like that's a 6-pan. I'm like, we could just throw it in our bag and go. And maybe that's what she was striving for, because a lot of people just don't want to be bothered, you know, with those heavy palettes, traveling around with them. I have traveled with the big mothership and the small ones. I mean, it's okay, but it's a little bulky. But I think this is very smart for our brand, just to reach more of the masses, basically, because some people are just looking for value. They're like, I don't want to buy 6 eyeshadows. Like, what else is included? Well, you get a mascara and you get a pigment. Can't beat that. It's a $78 value, you know. And NARS puts out like the same eyeshadow palette, no shade. They put out the same eyeshadow palette like almost every year, and it's like $48. So I think we could do this, you know. So I think like it's just a smart move. More people will be willing to try it. Like, this quality of the eyeshadows are very much the same, because sometimes when you have brands that like cut down the product size, like you don't always get the same product performance, but you're getting it here. So I really like this so far, and I mean, I might come back on here and do another look with it, but I think it's very good for every day. I'll definitely be using this. I could definitely see myself taking this like on a weekend trip. Or like, oh, I need to just touch up my eyeshadow, take it with me, long day. You know, very versatile. So let me know down below what you think. Are you going to pick up the palette? Are you like, I'm just going to pass on this one? Give this video a big thumbs up and hit the notification bell so you know when I come out with new videos, which is going to be very soon. Okay. So I will talk to you guys later. It's always a pleasure to talk to you guys and hang with you guys and chat about makeup. Oh, I got to give you my chair dance. I need like a special one for Pat McGrath, right? Maybe. I don't know. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.